In today's video, I will explain why President Donald Trump called for an investigation on Don Lemon from the Justice Department. But first, understand that in order for you to receive what I am placing before you, men and women, you must welcome it. Meaning, listen, take what is given and ponder on it and watch to the end.
Thank you.
Due to Nicki Minaj writing on her social media platform, Don cocksucking Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. Which I believe brought attention to Don Lemon, and now President Donald Trump is calling for an investigation on him. Let's hear what Don Lemon has to say about all this backlash coming his way.
I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time, my producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America, and you have a platform, and you're the biggest name. Of course you're going to be the person that they single out, and they're going to make the headline because it plays to their base, and their base is full of racist, bigoted homophobes.
My humble opinion, it's not about gay, being black, the biggest name, or homophobic, but their church being swamped by people to protest, and they are trying to have service. Here's the kicker. The pastor is pastor by day and director of field office of ICE agent at night. So that's why the protesting was happening inside the church. I believe some kind of consequences could happen only because the people was inside the church and not outside protesting. Not just outside protesting. Don Lemon trespassed with the people and filming the whole time inside the church. Now, granted, men and women, I must say this, the woman who organized this protesting to happen at the church, she has spoke forth. And I would like to play what she had to say as well. And I'm going to wrap this up in a unique way.
We did not rush into that church. We actually went and sat down and participated in the service. And after the pastor prayed, that is when I stood up and asked him a question in response to his prayer. And then he responded to me. And then I proceeded to ask him about Pastor David Easterwood and how is it possible for him to serve as both the pastor and the director of ICE for Minnesota. And instead of responding to me, as soon as I said the name David Easterwood, the pastor said, shame. Shame. And that is when I led us in chants, justice for Renee Good and hands up, don't shoot.
So this is just an unfortunate situation, of course, but it is a misdemeanor crime to interrupt a church service. The name of that crime is called a FACE Act. And they also committed another crime, which is trespassing, because on film, the pastor is asking everyone to leave, and they weren't leaving from inside of the church, which all Don Lemon has participated in.
Oh, okay.
I am aware Mr. Don Lemon is a journalist and was reporting on the news due to bringing awareness to everyone. Listen to this video from 2 years ago when he was on CNN, and I'll be right back, and I'm going to wrap this up.
I think it's a wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What do you
that's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. It's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that politicians are in their prime.
You need to qualify.
The clip that I just showed you was Don Lemon on CNN, and Nikki Haley was the topic. Because back then, which was when Joe Biden was in office, Nikki Haley, who is a politician, made a statement about Joe Biden needing a mental competency test. And that was Don Lemon's response to Nikki Haley saying that Joe Biden need a competency test. What does being in your primes has to do with the topic on Joe Biden needing to be tested? Mr. Lemon snapped on producers on air one time while working on CNN, and also he caused tension between his co-hosts while he was on CNN as well. 2 different time frames before being let go from CNN. Seems like Don Lemon is getting in his own way. And consequences is the result, effect, action, or decision of his own right now. A new self and a renewal in knowledge is needed. Moral of the story, men and women, put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator, says the word of God. Real quick, if you are new here to the Reawaken Podcast, check out the description box for more information on the Reawaken Podcast. That's all I have, and I see y'all on another video.